Hot also says, how any tips on proper articulation and tongue placement associated? That's a great question. Excuse me. So when it comes to articulation, I try to keep it super simple. Super simple. I try not to, everyone is different where they place their tongue, so I try not to project my own opinions of where the tongue is, right? Because everybody places their tongue differently. And I've tried many times to try to convert students over to the way that I tongue, and they just end up getting frustrated, and so I don't do it anymore. So what do I do instead? I go by wind patterns and how the wind pattern sounds, right? So to clean up your articulation, your wind pattern has to sound free, open, and unrestricted, right? Free and open, just those two words. Your wind pattern has to be free and open. How to clean up your articulation? You do this. You hear how my wind pattern sounds? It doesn't sound like this. You guys hear that? You hear the difference between this one versus the second one? What's the difference between the first one and the second one? The second one is more open. The middle of my lips are nice and free and flexible. My blah, 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 blah. I can't talk. Ooh, hey. All right, so my corners are firm, but the middle of my lips are not firm. Corners are firm, middle is loose, and I want a nice and open sound when I do my wind patterns. Not a restricted tiny sound. So not this. Relax the middle of the lips, firm corners. You hear how open and free that sounds? That's what I go for. That's what I go for. And so if you practice that, say if you're doing this, so what I would do is wind patterns first. Right? I'll practice that. I'll practice with the fingering, just so I associate what I'm doing with my air with fingering. Then I take it to the trumpet. I do wind patterns on the trumpet. I don't make a sound, I make air, right? So I let my aperture be a little bit more open. I don't make a sound, I don't make a buzz. You guys hear that? That's open. I'm not letting my lips touch each other. I'm letting my tongue and air do the work. Then I play it. So I'm associating what my air and my tongue are doing, and then I apply it to the trumpet and play. Right? Do that with anything that you're practicing and you're having trouble with the articulation. Isolate the articulation. Isolate the articulation by doing wind patterns first. With the fingerings, then go to the trumpet, wind patterns, don't make a sound, finger alone, and then play it. So that should clean up your articulation real fast.